I'm Bill Dragoo with D.A.R.T. We're going to talk about riding gear. Why do we wear it? Why do some people not? Well, there are a number of different cultures, different communities of motorcyclists out there who have different ideas about what's good riding gear. It might be all black. It might be no helmet. It might be a crop top and shorts, tennis shoes or no shoes or flip-flops. Adventure riders subscribe to the theory that we should wear all the gear all the time. We call it ATGATT. So what does that mean? What is the gear and what's it for really? Well, there are several reasons we wear gear. One is appearance. You know, the stuff is nice looking stuff. I mean, there's so many different varieties out there that we can pick something that we like, just like our motorcycle, just like our made in life. Isn't that really where it first began, with curb appeal? So you see something hanging on the rack that looks good. Now, does it meet the other criteria? Does it protect you from weather? Does it keep you warm? Does it keep you cool? Does it keep the rain off? And how about road protection? So crash protection is a big part of it too. Now, breaking this down, let's start with the most critical gear that we wear for the most injured part of our bodies. That would be feet. Feet and lower legs, yes, even more than heads, are injured. Now, they don't lead to as critical of injury as heads, but proper boots for adventure riding are essential. Proper boots does not mean combat boots, steel-toed boots, hiking boots, or road boots. It also probably doesn't mean motocross boots unless they're well broken in and comfortable. You want to have some flexibility. These are seedy Adventures. Any boot with the name Adventure is probably around the right style boot for an adventure rider, but these have an articulating hinge that lets us move our ankle within its normal range of motion so we can operate the controls well. A motocross boot, a full-on motocross boot, is taller, stiffer, and doesn't allow the dexterity that we have with an adventure-style boot. It has a lot of leather. It has some plastic in the crush zones of our feet. Heels, a little bit in the toe area. It has stiff leather up here, and then it has some protection around the lower leg, especially the shin area. Most importantly, it's comfortable, and if it's comfortable, you're more likely to wear it. So moving up from boots, let's talk about our heads a little bit. The most critically injured part of our body, not the most frequent, but one of the most critical, actually the most critical injury that we can sustain is a head injury. So I choose the Klim Krios Pro. This is a full face helmet. It has a FID lock, a magnetic lock that just quickly latches and simple. It has an adjustable visor in the peak. Super, super comfortable, well ventilated inside, and it's a pretty quiet helmet. It's one of the more quiet ones on the market. So Klim Krios Pro as far as the helmet. Gloves, nobody likes to skin their knuckles. And even in the slightest fall, tripping over our shoelaces, we can fall, get a hand into a hand guard and get cut up. These are also Klim gloves. I believe these are the Mojave. It's a very ventilated glove, quick drying if you use it in the wet also. So it's a very comfortable glove, good protection. You're going to notice a theme when you see my gear. I use Klim. I've spent a lot of time wearing Klim gear. I've been to the factory where Gore-Tex actually tests this stuff. And it's extremely top-notch gear. Yeah, you pay for it, but you get what you pay for. So we wear gear for a number of reasons, as we talked about earlier, and that is visibility. Vision, we didn't mention, I believe, and the ability for people to see us. So super, super reflective. We've got ceramic beads in all the skid areas and all the strike point areas, and we have armor. D3O armor is some of the best on the market. This is called strain-sensitive armor. It actually locks up. The molecules tend to freeze upon impact, so it spreads the load of an impact instead of being in a very concentrated area. The ventilation in it is helpful as well for obvious reasons. There are a number of features in this jacket. This is the Klim Badlands Pro, but just suffice it to say it has what we need to keep us warm and to ventilate and keep us cool, to keep us dry, and to protect us from the street. The pants are very similar. These are Klim's Carlsbad, and they've got decent ventilation in the front, ventilation in the back, and you have heavy protection in the areas where you would have strikes when falling down on the road or off-road. And as I said, they're waterproof. So that's kind of a general overview on gear. There's a lot more that can be said about it. There's a lot of information out there on the internet about gear, but for me and for those that I ride with, I just suggest that you stay with the gear all the time at ATGATT. It's a good way to roll.